Hello, Goshen Lane 4th and 5th graders. Happy Tuesday. Today is April 14th, 2020. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys are getting back into the normal things after having a long Easter weekend. Thank you guys so much for the ones who have signed up for Google Hangouts with me so far this week. Thank you for signing up for those. Don't forget, you can still sign up for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at the available times. Also, I'm going to remind your parents in an email today, but both me and Mr. Austin are both holding Google Hangouts. We both have a very similar looking Google document to sign up for that we shared with all of your parents, but they look the same. If you want to work with Mr. Austin, you can work with him. If you want to work with me, you can work with me. We have some different things planned, some different things we want to read with you guys that you already have at home. So if you want to work with Mr. Austin or myself, you can sign up for them, or you can sign up for Mr. Austin at one point and me at one point. We are not doing them together, but we'll take the time and sit one-on-one with you guys at home and work through things through Google Hangouts. So don't forget to sign up. If you don't know how to sign up, the emails did go to your parents. Say, hey, Mom, Dad, I got to sign up with Mr. Shrake. I got to sign up with Mr. Austin. So they will definitely help you out. They like when we're doing live hangouts, and they'll definitely help out with that. Today, the first thing that I want you guys to do, we've done this in class before with popsicle sticks. We've done it with note cards. I want you to take some time. I'm also going to upload something that you could print out and just cut and make your own note cards through just by cutting the things that I put together. But I want you to take the time and make note cards. Today we're going to be reading some short stories, and we're going to be identifying story elements throughout the story, okay? So the things that you will have on your note cards, I also made my own little ones here. You're going to hold these up during the short stories that I'm going to read today. We're going to read about 3 or 4 short stories. You're going to have a card that says author. You could use popsicle sticks. You could use a piece of paper and rip it like I did. Or you can make note cards. Or you can cut out the note cards that I'm going to make for you guys. And all you do is have to print them out and cut on the lines. But we have author. So if I ever talk about the author in the book, usually at the beginning of the book, we're holding that up. Author, we're holding that up. Next is the illustrator. Illustrator, the person who draws the pictures in the story. Illustrator. We're holding that up when we talk about the illustrator. So we might be talking about, oh, look at this picture in the book. You could say, oh, the illustrator did that. The illustrator did that. All right. The next one is the setting. All stories have a setting. All stories have a setting. So our story is taking place in the park. If our story is taking place in the kitchen, we hold up setting. We know that's a setting. We hold it up. We hold it up just like we do in class when we're doing read-alouds. Next, we have characters. We cannot have stories without characters. SpongeBob is a character. Moana is a character. Elsa in Frozen is a character. In books, there's always characters. So if we ever run into a character, we're holding that up. We're saying that's a character. We're holding it up. We're making sure we're checking ourselves. Oh, did they just say a character? Oh, got to hold up my character note card. Here we go. Character. Got it. Exactly. A plot. Plot is everything that's happening in a story. So something might be happening for a while, and then something changes. You can say, oh, that's part of the plot. Something's happening. Something's changing in the story. You could be holding up plot the whole time because there's stuff always happening in a story. But we can hold up plot. That's something happening in a story. The plot is what's happening. Theme. You guys have been doing a great job of theme. The lesson to be learned in a story. So some of these short stories, there might be a lesson to be learned. You hold up theme. That's the lesson to be learned. You could also always think people do hashtags like hashtag green shirt. That's like the theme of the day, hashtag green shirt. You could say theme. I know that. Hashtag, oh, he learned not to fight with his brothers and sisters. That's the lesson to be learned. Theme. You can hold it up during the story. And last one, a new one that I want to talk about. There's usually conflicts or a problem that happens in stories. Conflict or problems that happen in a story. That's usually what characters have to get around or go over, or they have to make their way through it. A conflict. So if there's a conflict happening, you could raise your card and say, oh, There's a problem happening, Mr. Shrake. Oh, Mom, Dad, there's a problem happening here. That's a conflict. Let me hold up my conflict card. So you guys have 7 cards. That's 7 total cards that you should be able to make right now. So if you haven't made them yet, if you haven't cut them out yet, then you need to pause this video. Boom, pause it. Make those cards because that's going to be part of the activity today as we're reading these short stories. You're holding up cards. You should have your hands going like this. If you need to stop the video during the book, stop the video, find the card. Oh, he just talked about a conflict. Hold it up. Oh, that's a new character. Hold up that card, okay? I want you guys to get moving during this one, okay? Get moving. Here we go. So our story today, these are very short stories. They're short stories. But even in short stories, they go over all these different story elements, okay? Short stories, and it's called The Things That Happen. The Things That Happen. And the book is by AVI. AV. And the pictures, the illustrator, is Majori Priceman. Things That Happen. And these are just going to be short stories, okay? Short stories. Things that happen. Don't forget your story elements as I'm reading these, okay? Things that happen. Things that sometimes happen. A little boy came home from lunch and said to his cat, "Guess where I was?" There's a cat, so we should be holding up a character. I'm going to help you in this one. The little boy, character, came home. That's a setting. All right, I'm done helping. Now you got to catch those. Catch those things when I'm reading. Think about all your cards, okay? All these cards right here. A little boy came home from lunch and said to his cat, "Guess where I was? I went to the North Pole. If you don't believe me, look how dirty my shoes are. It's dirty at the North Pole." His cat said, "I'm sorry. I am sorry you were gone. While you were at the North Pole, a camel came. If you don't believe me, look at my water bowl. It's empty because the camel drank it." The little boy said, Guess where else I was? I went out west, looking for tigers. If you don't believe me, look how dirty my hands are. It's dirty work looking for tigers." The cat said, "Oh, sorry you were gone. While you were chasing tigers, a dragon came and ate all my food. If you don't believe me, look at my empty food bowl." Then the little boy said, "Guess where else I was? I almost caught an elephant. Just see how dirty my face is. It's dirty work trying to catch elephants." The cat said, "Dear, dear, while you were catching elephants, 100 monkeys came. If you don't believe me, just look how well combed my fur is. Monkeys comb fur very, very well." Then the boy said, "I also went to the park today." And the cat said, "I also slept this morning." And these are the things that sometimes happen. All right. So that was our first short story. So that went over a lot of different characters, some different settings. You definitely saw a pattern in how they went back and forth talking, kind of making up stories. I think they were made up stories. All right, the story of the glass of water and the elephants. We're going to read this short story. We're going to do a few of these. Don't forget to use your cards. Okay. A glass of water was walking along very carefully. He did not wish to spill the water or lose the straw that was stuck in him. "I do wish," the glass of water said to himself, "I do wish somebody would drink me. A glass of water needs to have somebody to drink the water, or it is no good." Just then the glass of water met a thirsty elephant. "Would you please drink me?" said the glass of water to the elephant. "I would be glad to," said the elephant. "I am very thirsty." But when he tried to put his trunk into the glass was too small. "Oh dear," said the glass of water. Then the elephant tried to use the straw, but when he put his trunk over the straw and began to suck, the straw went up his nose. "Oh dear," said the glass of water. The elephant blew out the straw of his trunk. Then the elephant tried to pick up the glass of water with his feet, but he could not reach his mouth. "Oh dear," said the glass of water. "I have an idea," said the elephant. "I'll stand on my head. Then you can pour the water right into my mouth." The elephant stood on his head, and the glass of water poured himself into the elephant's mouth. The elephant drank all the water. The empty glass was very, very happy, and he ran all the way home. So in that short story, we kind of see one of our new things that I introduced today: conflict, right? Conflict. The problem was the elephant was having a hard time drinking that little glass of water, right? That's a conflict. They figured out the problem though by the elephant standing on his head and the glass pouring into his mouth, right here. You can see that right here in this picture. So that, just a short story. We had lots of characters, we had a setting, we had a conflict. Really no theme in that story, okay? But I hope you're still checking yourself. We're going to read one more short story. It's called The Hippopotamus Car. The Hippopotamus Car. These are definitely cool little short stories to help. I don't want to do a big story today, but if you guys, I want you to save these, okay? Save these, because when we do a bigger story, instead of these short stories, you'll be able to use those as well. We're just practicing today with our flashcards or our popsicle sticks. The Hippopotamus Car. A hippopotamus wanted to buy a car. It had to be beautiful. It had to be a beautiful car because the hippopotamus thought he was very beautiful, and he had to have beautiful things around him all the time. "Please show me your perfect, beautiful cars," said the hippopotamus to the man who was selling the cars. "Please come this way," said the man. "How about this one?" he asked. The hippopotamus looked it over and tried to get into the seat. He could not get past the door. "I'm sorry," said the hippopotamus. "It's not a beautiful car." "How about this one?" said the man selling cars. The hippopotamus tried to get in, but he could not fit on the seat. "Why, this is not a pretty car either," said the hippopotamus. "And this one?" said the man selling the car. But the hippopotamus could not fit into that one either. And he said, "That's the ugliest one of them all." Finally, the man had an idea. He showed the hippopotamus an enormous garbage truck. The hippopotamus fit through the door. He fit right into the seat. He fit very well indeed. "Why," he said, "this car is a work of art, the most beautiful car in the world." And he bought it right then and there. Off he drove in his special, beautiful hippopotamus car. So in that story, there's kind of a theme. There's a theme, right? The hippos are a little bigger, right? Some hippos are bigger animals. So he had trouble fitting into some nice cars. He had some trouble fitting into nice cars. But then he goes, "Hey, this guy selling the car, hey, we have this enormous garbage truck. You want to try it out?" And the hippopotamus fit right through the door, fit right into the seat, and he fit very well indeed. And with that being said, the theme of this story is really our opinion, okay? Our opinion. We all have an opinion. An opinion is what we think of ourselves, what we think of someone else, what we think of maybe a play, a song. We all have opinions. And he was like, "You know what? Since I don't fit into it, I don't think it's a beautiful car. Since I don't fit into that one, I don't think it's a beautiful car." But then he fit into the enormous garbage truck. "Oh, I fit into that. Must be a beautiful car." But then other people might have other opinions. "Oh, I can fit into the small car, so that must be beautiful. That's a garbage truck. I don't think that's a beautiful car." So really the theme is to think, okay, we're all different. We all have different opinions. And we need to think, okay, we can have our own opinions. We can think what's beautiful in our own eyes, but we need to respect what other people think. Okay, the hippopotamus definitely did not do a great job of respecting maybe the smaller cars, but he had an opinion about them. We're allowed having opinions about things, but we need to make sure we're always respecting others' opinions. So that was a short story that definitely had a little bit of a theme to it. All right, last short story, okay? Last short story. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Keep getting your cards going. Your arms should be going up and down. You might be a little tired by now. Boom, 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 boom. Small between the rain, our last short story. Once upon a time, it was raining. A mama said, "Oh dear, it's raining. I do need to buy a loaf of bread." When her little boy heard that, he said, "I'll make myself so small, I will run between the raindrops and not get wet at all. Then you can have your bread." "Do you really think you can?" said the mom. "Yes, I am sure I can," said the little boy. The little boy made himself very, very small. Make sure you're raising your characters. There's definitely some characters, new ones in there. And even a dog. They didn't say anything about it, but we saw it in the picture. Quickly, he ran outside. Just as he ran, he was almost hit by a raindrop, but it did miss. He made himself even smaller, and he ran between all the rain. By the time he reached the store, he had not gotten wet at all. At the store, he bought some bread. Home again, he went skipping, jumping, turning, running, never getting hit by a rain. But just as he missed the very last raindrop, splash, he landed in a puddle and got very, very wet. "Oh dear," said his mama. "You got the bread, but you also got all wet." "I missed the rain," the little boy said, "but I stepped into a puddle." "Oh dear." "Next time," said the little boy, "I'll put on my boots. Then I won't get wet at all." So that was a story, short story, kind of focusing on conflict. What was the problem? They needed bread for a recipe. They really couldn't get the bread because they didn't want to get all wet. He shrunk, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, shrunk into a small little boy, able to dodge it all, but guess what? He still ran into the problem because he jumped into the puddle and got very wet. Okay, so that would be that new one, conflict. These are definitely cool little short stories. Maybe here in the next few days we'll finish these short stories. There are a few more that I want to read. I hope you guys got your exercise and your story element raising throughout this story. Hold on to them, put them in a folder where your work is going, because it's definitely good practice for you guys to identify these story elements. Thank you guys for taking the time today to watch our video. Like I said earlier, make sure you are signing up for Google Hangouts with myself or Mr. Austin. There's 2 Google Sheets out there. If you sign up for the one person, you're not signing up for the other. If you want to see both of us, you got to sign up on both sheets, okay? Make sure you're signing up. We want to help you. We want to know when you're available. If the time's available on there don't work for you, let us know. We'll make that change for you. But right now, we're making ourselves available in the morning. That way, we're available in the morning, in the afternoon around 12:30. Like right now, I'm sending these videos out. That's the best way to do this in our eyes. But if you need another time, or when mom and dad get home from work maybe, we can definitely make that change. I have no problem with that. Thank you guys so much. Have a great Tuesday. Stay warm. It's a little chilly outside. Stay warm. I miss you all. Keep up the great work. Keep sending it in. I'm so proud of you guys. Great job, 4th and 5th graders. And keep up the good work. See you guys soon.